right. Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, we gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, a great millstone, the teaching Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we're back with another video, another lesson. And in this one, we're gonna be responding to we're gonna respond to an article, all right, from Natural News. It says major supply chain disruptions expected as half of American ocean shipping grinds to a halt due to dock workers' strike. And this came out yesterday. All right, on what's today? Wednesday. Today's Thursday. So lucky. This came out. Yeah, yesterday on Wednesday. All right. So it reads. And we'll read. The whole thing. It's not really that long. It says the first wide-scale stoppage in U.S. ocean shipping in half a century is currently underway as dock workers on the East Coast and Gulf Coast started a strike on Tuesday following a breakdown in new labor contract negotiations. All right. And if you haven't heard, the dock workers from Maine all the way to Texas are on strike. All right. Due to, different negotiations they're having, issues. All right. It says the affected ports are responsible for half of all American imports and billions of dollars in monthly trade, in addition to serving as vital hubs for American exports. The strike will impact shipments of everything from food to vehicles. All right, so this can affect your, food. All right, things that's coming in and out of the ports. They say like fruits, mainly the ones will be affected, like fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. All right, but that can also affect the economy within, because prices can go up, inflation can happen. It says the strike, I'll read it again, the strike will impact shipments of everything from food to vehicles, and its effects could be far-reaching. Some analysts predict it could cost the American economy billions of dollars per day, contribute to inflation, and put jobs at risk. And just get this real quick over here from what's this called? End Time Headlines. Panic buying already happening amid dock worker strike. And look at this. He don't got nothing but, paper towels and TP, toilet paper. That's not gonna help you, right? But we'll get into that, Lord willing. I just wanted to show that real quick. It said, continuing on, the potential disruption is so dramatic that the National Retail Federation has called on the Biden administration to use its federal authority to stop the strike, or the economy could suffer devastating consequences. All right, famine, riots, right? Devastating consequences. See, it says officials have said, however, that they will not take advantage of the Taft-Hartley Act to intervene and force an 80-day cooling off period during which workers must return to work and negotiations will resume. And we can look at that real fast. The Taft-Hartley Act. All right, it says the Labor Management Relations Act 1947, better known as the Taft-Hartley Act, is a United States federal law that restricts the activities and powers of labor unions. It was enacted by the 80th Congress, the 80th United States Congress, over the veto of President Harry S. Truman, becoming law on June 23rd, 1947. It says Taft-Hartley was introduced in the aftermath of a major strike wave in 1945 and 1946. Though it was enacted by the Republican-controlled 80th Congress, the law received significant support from congressional Democrats, many of whom joined with their Republican colleagues in voting to override Truman's veto. It says the act continued to generate opposition after Truman left office, but it remains in effect. The Taft-Hartley Act amended the 1935 National Labor Relations Act, adding new restrictions on union actions and designating new union-specific unfair labor practices. Among the practices prohibited by the Taft-Hartley Act are jurisdictional strikes, wildcat strikes, solidarity or political strikes, secondary boycotts, secondary and mass picketing, closed shops, and monetary donations by unions to federal political campaigns. The amendments also allowed states to enact right to work laws, banning union shops. It says enacted during the early stages of the Cold War, the law required, all right, union officers to sign non-communist affidavits with the government. And you can go more into this. All right, the background, how it happened. It's nothing too long, you know. But yeah, let's go back. It says yeah, I'll read it again. This starting from here. Officials have said, however, they will not take advantage of the Taft-Hartley Act to intervene and force an 80-day cooling off period during which workers must return to work and negotiations will resume. All right, it says the strike impacts 36 ports from Maine to Texas, including major ports in Baltimore, all right, New York, and Houston. At the heart of the dispute is wages, with the International Longshoremen Association Union rejecting the final proposal from the United States Maritime Alliance Employer Group involving a 6-year contract. The union, which represents 45,000 port workers, felt the offer did not come close to the meeting its demands. The U.S. and MEX said that it was willing to raise wages by almost 50%. The union was seeking a raise of 61.5%. ILA leader Harold Daggett said that some employers are not offering sufficient pay increases or agreeing to their demands to put an end to port automation projects that could jeopardize their jobs. They were seeking a total ban on automated gates, cranes, and trucks that move containers for freight. He stated, "We are prepared to fight as long as necessary to stay out on strike for whatever period of time it takes to get the wages and protections against automation our ILA members deserve." Former President Donald Trump is blaming the strike on the massive inflation that was created by the Harris-Biden regime, telling Fox News, "Everybody understands the dock workers because they were decimated by this inflation, just like everybody else in our country and beyond." All right, and you can let's look up something real quick. Let's look at how much dock workers they make. Salakia. Okay. All right. It says what's a typical annual salary that top tier hourly wage of 39 amounts. Let me see. Do dock workers make 6 figures? It says employer groups in the union don't divulge average wages, but shipping industries officials say it isn't uncommon for ILA dock workers to clear 6 figures. Now it's not really giving you a. Let me see. Now see. How much do port workers want to make? They want to make more. The ILA is now demanding 77% wage increase over the duration of a new contract with a $5 raise each year. Under their proposal, workers will earn 44 per hour in the first year, 49 in the second, and up to 69 by the final. The U.S. Maritime Alliance offered a nearly 50% increase, which the ILA rejected. But they make over 6 figures. So they make it close to 100,000, maybe more than that. Some, if you've been there for a long time. All right, but let's get some scriptures real quick. Let's get second address. All right, let's get 6. And straight to the point, verse 22. And it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. All right, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid." All right, the storehouses, the full storehouses, shall be suddenly made empty. All right, these stores, these, different markets. All right, you go to wherever you shop at, BJ's or Walmart. Sam's Club, then different, varies of, the storehouses are they gonna be suddenly found empty. Shelves gonna be, empty. Uh, prices gonna be going up, inflation, you know. So famine this could bring a famine, to the economy, well, to the U.S. All right, but and we know this is the plan of the top wicked elite. They want things like this to happen, you know, so they can bring in that new world order. You see, let's get this in the GNT version. See what it says. Um, let's get Second Esdras chapter 6, and we've been going over this. Brother's been going into it. All right, throughout the whole week. Second Esdras chapter 6 and 22, and it says, "Planted fields will suddenly become bare, and full barns will suddenly become, all right, empty." All right, planted fields, which what your farmers, all right, not gonna be able to grow crops. You got the full barns, all right, which is that's where the food really comes from. Well, some of it, not all of it, but because we know that now they can grow food in the labs, GMO. You see, so the planted fields will suddenly become bare, and full barns will suddenly become empty. All right, and these full barns could be, your stores. All right, and let's go to that article that I had. We gonna continue in this. All right, it says what products will be affected. Supply chain experts warn that consumers could face product shortages and higher prices as a result of the strike. One of the foods most likely to be affected is seafood, as other transportation options are challenging given its need for refrigeration. Bananas could also be harder to find, as 75% of the country's bananas enter through the affected ports because they are so perishable. It is not considered economically feasible to ship them on planes. Wine, beer, and other alcohol imported from the Caribbean, Europe, and South America could also be affected. It says electronic goods are another category that will feel the impact, with many of the nation's cell phones and computers that come from Southeast Asian countries rather than China being routed through posts on the East Coast. Cars and car parts, particularly European ones, shipped via container, will also be affected, as will machinery parts and precision instruments. It says holiday shopping could also be affected, especially for small businesses who cannot afford to reroute shipments. Experts have warned that a strike that extends beyond a week could be enough to create good shortages for the holiday season this year. All right, and this is what we want. We want this to happen in America. We want these things to happen. We want a famine to come. All right, so you Americans could suffer. All right, and we also know that we're getting close to, the return of Yahweh Shai, man, our Lord. All right, so we want this to happen. Lord willing, it does. You know, and Lord willing, we get protected because it says in the Bible that the servant's going to eat. So we know that whoever the elect are, Lord willing, we have that number. They're good. They're all right. They're going to eat regardless. You see, so. And it says electronic goods, which if a shortage, a power out, like a cell phone outage goes out or something happens, they don't have the parts to fix those type of things. You see, so hey, we know this is all by design, but still, all right. Let's get Matthew real fast. This is Matthew 24 and verse 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are beginning of sorrows." You see, famines is prophesied. Famine is prophesied to come. And this was Yahweh Shai, all right, telling his disciples that, let's get I believe it's in Ezekiel 7 and 15. It says, "The sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him." Ooh, let's read that in NLT. It says, there is war outside of the city, and disease and famine within. Those outside the city walls will be killed by enemy swords. It says those inside the city will die of famine and disease. See, so this famine is gonna come, and this was back during the time of Ezekiel, but it's gonna happen again. All right, the scripture can be twofold. All right, it could be talking about a specific period of time, during in the ancient days, but this could also be talking about today, man. All right, we know war's gonna break out, civil war is gonna happen. All right, famine and diseases is gonna come. Look what happened back in 2020. You know, now famine could be a thing on the table, right? Which it will happen. We know famine is gonna come. A scarcity of food. All right, people gonna be starving out here. People gonna be eating each other, right? Let's go over here. Second Esdras, go to 15, 16. Second Esdras chapter 16 and 17. It says, "Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?" Right? This is the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All right? So it says famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent. A scourge was a scourge like a whip for punishment. These are things that are sent for to punish people. All right? For it says are sent as scourges for amendment. For correction. That's what amendment means, to correct. And the Lord is sending these things to correct His people. All right, to correct the Israelites from their wicked ways. But it serves for a long time. Like back then during the I already say it. The CVID. People were people were in fear for a little while, but when things started to go back to normal somewhat, they forgot all about it. They went back to their wickedness. You see? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You see? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right? Right now, you can go get you some McDonald's or Wendy's. You can go out to eat, right? Get you a pizza, a cheese pizza or something. It says, and then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right? Sword, famine, great confusion, people. This is what's coming, man. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Let's get this in the GNT. All right. Let's go over here. So I just set the 16. And verse 17, it says, I am doomed, I am doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come, and what will they do? Because they don't have a covering. Only the elect will have that covering of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. See, it says, verse 19, famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment, right? They soon forget, the punishment that the Lord brought upon them. You see, when things start to go back to somewhat normal, they forget. They're like, okay, everything's back. They go back to doing their wickedness, man. Verse 21, the time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. You see? So a lot of people will be dying out here, man, from famine, all right, from being killed. But this is all of the Lord. This is the Lord's plan, And let's get that article real quick. Okay. Panic buying already amid dock workers strike. It says there are some reports of panic buying in the Hampton Roads area the day the U.S. dock workers went on strike, which shut down ports on the eastern Gulf Coast. Wavy viewers have sent photos of long lines at BJ's Wholesale Club in Hampton, where some items like toilet paper were in shorter supply, and of Walmart in Yorktown, where paper towels, water, and other items were in low supply. And this shows you that these people aren't ready for a famine or something big to come. They're getting toilet paper to all right, to help them. You know, these people don't know how to stock up on, which we don't really advocate that, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. All right, there's nothing wrong with getting a little food and a little water to get you through, but we know we have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua to get us through, because He said that. Let's get that. All right, real quick. Let me see how much time I got. Yeah, we can get that. Let's get Isaiah 65. Okay, and verse. Let me start at verse 8. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, His name is Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, Destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah an inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me, for my people that have sought me." All right, those who seek the Lord. All right, those who are seeking Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is gonna be a place they're gonna be found in. They're gonna be taken care of. Right, verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that forgot my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I yet number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer; when I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before my eyes, right? And did not choose that wherein I delighted not, right? You chose the side of the enemy, It says, therefore, verse 13, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for of joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So those who didn't take heed unto the Lord, or who didn't take heed unto His ways, you're gonna be out here crying and wailing while the servants, those who hearken unto the Lord, they're gonna be taken care of, man. A little willingly of that number, you see. So if you want to get you a little something, hey, go ahead, but don't rely on that to get you to save you, man. All right, and you can read the rest of this. I'll put the link in the description. But these are the times that we're living in right now, man. Okay, we're living in a time of war. You could really, honestly, you could feel it. It's like something is different. Something big is gonna happen. When we came into October, I felt it. It feels different now, right? But let's get real quick Ephesians. I always bring this, one of my favorites. All right, Ephesians 5:14. Wherefore He saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh Shai shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay, we're living in evil days. Times gonna get more and more wicked as we go on, man. And it has to be like that for the kingdom of heaven to come. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and the Father, in the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of the Heavenly Father. You see, and drinking is not wrong, but don't overdo it, especially in the times we're in right now, man. Okay, try to limit it to the best of your, and this goes for myself as well. All right, try to limit, our drinking to to the best of your ability, man. Because it's here, but let's not indulge in that. Matter of fact, let's get Luke 21, Luke 21 and 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. You don't get caught up in the cares of this life, man. Chasing the bag, all right, trying to establish something on this side, because it's all going to be done away with. We want some. We want it says in Hebrews, so like I'm all over the place, but Hebrews 13 and 14, for we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come. We seek the kingdom of heaven to come, man. We don't seek this world. Okay, so going back, Luke 21. Let's read this in an NLT version. Matter of fact, and it reads, "Watch out! Don't let your hearts be over." Salaki, let me slow down. It says, "Watch out! Don't let your hearts be dulled by carousing and drunkenness, and by the worries of this life. Don't let the day catch you unaware," because it says that the Lord's going to come back like a thief in the night. Roughly paraphrasing, it says like a trap. It says, "Don't let that day catch you unaware like a trap, for that day will come upon everyone living on the earth." It says, "Keep alert at all times, and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these coming horrors and stand before the Son of Man." We want to stand before Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and we want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things, now be Lord over many things. That's what we want. That's what I want to hear. And hopefully you can hear that. You brothers and sisters out there, of the hopefully let you hear that as well, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay, go back, get the title. All right. It says major supply chain disruptions expected as half of American ocean shipping grinds to a halt due to dock worker strike. So, hey, this is what's going on, you know, and more things like this is gonna come as you continue to go on. All right. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers and your sisters out there. We'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone and teaching Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's word, this was edifying. Until next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.